Hi, and welcome to this video series. My name is Nancy Roberts. I'm also known as the Disc Wizard, and I think as you go through this series, you'll probably figure out why. My guess is that you're here because you've either taken a DISC assessment, maybe you got one as a job candidate going through the interview process, or maybe you're in some sort of training with your company and have a DISC assessment in front of you. And if so, that's great, because what this video series is going to do is help you understand your results even more. And if you haven't taken a DISC assessment and somehow you ended up on this video, that's okay. If you contact us at info@discwizardonline.com, again, that's info@discwizardonline.com, and just let us know how you saw the video and that you want to take a DISC assessment. We'll set you up so that you can do that. So I just want to let you know what's coming in this video series so you know what to expect. This first intro video is actually going to introduce you to the DISC model and why it's so valuable to learn. And then after that, we're going to have multiple videos about the different styles, the D, the I, the S, and the C, so you really start to understand what those are. And of course, we're going to show you how to recognize these styles, and we're going to show you how to adapt and how to communicate, because really, learning DISC is like learning a language. And if you're like me, you have to be pretty motivated to learn a different language. There's got to be a reason you want to learn it. And I think the great thing about DISC is there's really three main reasons to learn it. One is so that you know yourself better. Two is so that you understand and know the people around you better. And then three, of course, ultimately, it's so that you can adapt yourself for better communication with those people and improve your interaction with them. That's really the purpose behind DISC, is to improve communication and interaction between people who are very different. And let's face it, sometimes it's not always easy dealing with the people that are different than us. So what I want to share with you here is sort of the basic foundation of the DISC model if you've never learned it before. So here I'm going to put the D, which stands for dominance, and we're going to learn more about the D in the next video. We've got the I, the S, and the C. Now these are four different behavioral styles, and sometimes people call them personality, or the way people behave, or the way people act. What I want to show you is actually where this comes from. Where do these four styles actually originate from? And so let's say on the right-hand side, we've got extroversion. So extroverted people are people that tend to get their energy from being with other people. They want to interact with people, they want to be with people, and that's how they get energized and actually feel better. And of course, on the opposite side of the scale, we've got the introverts, and that would be just the opposite. Those would be people who actually get energy from being alone and from having more downtime and really kind of going within. And neither one's right or wrong, they're just two very different styles. And then we've got people who are task-oriented, and then we've got people who we call people-oriented. So as you can see, with those four different categories, you end up with four different types. You've got the dominant person who's task-oriented and extroverted. You've got the influential person who's extroverted but people-oriented. You've got someone who's steady, or the style that we call steadiness, and you've got they're people-oriented and introverted, which, by the way, was a surprise to me when I first learned DISC. I naturally thought that all introverts weren't people-oriented. I thought they didn't like people. Learned very quickly that actually the majority of our population is the S style, and so they may be quieter, maybe more to themselves, but they actually are very interested in people and relationships. And then you've got C, which stands for compliance, and that is introverted and task style. So now that you know those four, what we're going to do is, like I said, if you have a DISC assessment, if you've taken one, I want you to turn to page, it's usually page 22. Every once in a while it could be 21 or 23, but for most people it'll be page 22. I want you to find this in your profile or your assessment if you have it, because the next few videos we're going to talk about your DISC graph and your core style, and it'll be helpful if you have this. Again, if you don't have it, just contact us at info@discwizardonline.com, and we'll make sure you get a DISC assessment.